I can still hear you. Oh, you're in the backstage? Let me go to the backstage. Uh backstage. Maybe we gotta hang up the phone.
You got a what phone?
We have to hang up. You can't be on the phone and on the stage.
Oh, okay.
So you see me?
Meet Treasurer Troll. The treasure troll is one of the world's smallest purebred Frenchie known as a micro and has gained a celebrity status in the dog world just like his celebrity breeder Big Boy of the music group Outkast. Let's look much deeper. The troll is packed with an explosive pedigree, if not impeccable, imported from the best French bulldogs with the heritage from Hungary and Czech Republic. Treasure Troll carries a producer of the colors Isabella and Tan. The Isabella new shades alongside with carrying Testable. Troll's offsprings are stunning and sought after all over the world.
We can talk about some dogs in a minute, y'all. We're gonna talk about these working dogs. You know, there's a word that I like to use that's, that's pretty much bigger than using the word working. You know, the word is performance. Performance dogs. Performance is what we're breeding for, and the kind of dogs that we love. We're talking about performance dogs. You know, everybody say, "Oh, working, working, working." Then they be sports dogs, working dogs. You know, they're all working dogs, but the performance is the most important part that you want to have in the genetics of your dogs. Dogs that are performance dogs. We're gonna bring in some guests. Hopefully, my guests will call in a second, and we're gonna add them to the show. If any of you guys want to come on to the show, you can come on. I'll let any of you guys come on. We talk about the performance dog. See, it's very important that, a performance dog is in the line, and it's all throughout your line of dogs that you're using. You know, when you don't have that performance, you don't have dogs that can deliver. And I'm not a fan of a dog that does nothing at all. The dog definitely has to deliver in ability. I have raised so many breeds of dogs throughout the years. It's unbelievable. I'm well rounded when it comes to different breeds of dogs. So I'll use a word that one of my very close friends use for me when I'm evaluating puppies, or I'm going to make a dog my personal dog or my stud dog. My friend said, man, you're pretty hard on dogs. Your bar is very high. So when it comes to breeding a dog or using a dog in my program, the bar is very high. And I pride myself on using dogs that comes from these high level of performance dogs. I mean, you cannot pacify when it comes to owning a dog that comes from performance dogs, saying, hey, this dog is purebred. That's the thing that many people want to do all the time. They want to believe in their mind because their dog is a purebred dog, that the dog is a dog worth having, and that's not true. And that's not where what you want to have, and that's not where you want to be when you're trying to raise a dog to be a protection dog or the ultimate working dog or service dog. You want a dog to perform, and he or she should come from performance line dogs. So that's the word I want you guys to focus on today is performance dog. What's up, RBG Lone Wolf in the house? When I was a young kid, I would buy dogs from, many different places. I would, buy dogs from out of back then when I was young. It doesn't exist anymore. Before Craigslist, there was the bargain traders online. And they used to have the bargain traders book before they went to bargain traders online, before the internet became popular and they had a .com. You buy dogs out of the newspaper on Sunday paper in the pet section. So I bought a lot of dogs out of off the newspapers, from the newspaper pet ad section, and the bargain traders, and then the bargain traders online. And then later on, you had what we call was Craigslist. So, people advertise litters and dogs in there, and so many people try to sell dogs from these type of places. But what they're doing is selling purebred dogs and just lie, 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 lie. And they're very good salespeople. I mean, because they have purebred dogs. The average person that is a great dog seller when it comes to selling dogs, hey Neffy, they're not even well rounded when it comes to training performance dogs. When we're talking about working dogs, and working dogs are what we call in performance dogs. If we could change that word and say in performance to perform, then we're talking about strictly ability. When we should be talking about and believing that we're talking about ability, pure ability when we say working dog. But today people are tagging working dogs on puppies that are not coming from dogs that were working themselves, or dogs that been utilized for so many generations, every dog in the pedigree working, and then themselves imprinting the puppy's mind to being working dogs before they offer these dogs to you, the consumer. So, a lot of that is contribute to what I call fast lane, fast food, fast market sellers. Those are the fast food, like the fast food lane chain of dogs. When you start talking about buying dogs from a newspaper or buying dogs from Craigslist, something like that, because by now you should be able to get online and Instagram, places like that, and who's using dogs for ability, performance. We know who is actually training puppies and imprinting their mind, introducing them to settings, good and bad, so we can see the character in dogs. But it don't seem to matter to the new world. The new generation is a lot different than the old school generation in which I come from, and the ones in which I studied from and learned about the dogs. People don't really care that much these days. It's all about the looks. Now we stopped talking about looks. We've been stopped talking about looks years ago when we understood what working meant. But it still matters today to people buying dogs. They can't get over it. They just can't. People seem to want pretty dogs, show dogs, and they in the end they also want to believe that the show dog, and they want to put a lot of time and effort in trying to train the show dog the same format in which we train the working dogs, and it don't work. I mean, people beat their head on a wall. It's like beating your head on the wall, trying to make a pretty, beautiful, gorgeous show dog match the performance of a working dog. You see it all the time. I have been guilty of it myself when I was young. Young, naive, going against the grain of what people have taught us and what the other trainers have shown us. Just going against the grain, beating my head on the wall, trying to take a show dog that looks so beautiful and doesn't possess the correct character, and trying to make it be a working dog. Do you know how disappointing that is? To spend hours at a time trying to train a dog, trying to raise a dog, and the dog ain't gonna do anything. It's not. You know how long it takes to teach a dog that don't come from a performance line, a working line of dogs, of performers? You'll be here 10 months trying to teach this dog a behavior that it just do not seem to get the picture, even if you show them the correct methods. So, I have found that, we have to grow up mentally ourselves and say, this is not what a working dog is. And when people, do that and have their own epiphany, then they begin to grow themselves in the dogs. And that's what the growth is about. That's what becoming a better trainer is about. That's what it is about when you become novice dog trainers, professional dog trainers, master trainers. It's about you have had growth yourself. You have accept the realities of what is, and you no longer fight against what we call the powers that be. But yet again, like I say, this new generation is still beating their head against the wall because they refuse to understand there is a difference between the show dog and a working performance dog. They believe, and you'll be surprised how gullible so many people are out here that don't care about you saying, "Oh, the dog got to be a working dog to be able to, achieve and master so many disciplines or so many behaviors, to go in these motions of range and do it like a machine, or what some people would say like a computer or a robot." You're not going to get that out of a show dog. The stress is too high. It's too much. They don't have drive. Low drive, no drive. Low drive, no drive. Let's play some music right quick.
You know he just died. I know y'all will be one day, one day, I won't see you again. I pray, one day I'll see you again. Tell me how many niggas fell victim to the street. Listen, there's a heaven for a G. Be alive. If I told you that I never thought of death, my nigga, we the last ones left. You know that life goes on. I feel like dying. You. I feel like crying. Just tell me it's a lie. Don't tell me it's a lie. I feel like I just died. I feel like I just died.
Yeah, man. I was thinking about Reese. I had to play that. Every time I think about Reese, I have to play the song that I created when I go back and watch some dog videos. Many of you know that me and Reese used to do the live podcast. We called it what he called it, dog coffee and dogs. And he used to want to do that every morning. We was trying to do that a couple of years back, 6-7 years ago. And it's been time is just flying by, and I lost a lot of inspiration in the dogs when my buddy died. He was kind of guy like you didn't know he was in. Y'all guys see me all the time, but he definitely was an intricate part of what we were doing. At that time with the dogs in Vanguard, the man stoppers and the man stopping puppies and the inspiration for creating those type of videos and showing you the real live bites that we were doing. So, he was a silent type guy in the dogs. You just didn't know he was there and motivating me all the time, So, yeah, we always think about Reese. Reese is a dog man forever in the sky. Okay. We living that dog life around here. Anybody want to come on the show? We can get on here and talk about dogs. Tell me you just want to know something. Just ask the trainer. All you got to do is pick up the phone and ask the trainer. I was hoping to get some guys came in here. What's up, Nabante? Nabante stepped in the house. We're talking about performance, man. The performance is the word. We always say working dog and show dog, but working performance dogs is what I breed, and that's what I focus on. And the main goal when it's time to breed dogs, use and or sell dogs, I focus on the best performance dogs that are in the working line, and I definitely, like I said earlier. This is definitely like the younger generation of beating their head against the wall by making so many designer dogs and not focusing on looks and not focusing on the performance part of working dogs. It's just unbelievable that the world has come to where in the dog world that ain't important no more. Hey, now y'all know I breed them Frenchies, and I got some Frenchies. So if you guys, and they're not performance dogs, they show dogs. So a lot of these guys like them kind of dogs. If you're looking for a Frenchie, don't hesitate to pick up the phone, 904-450-3339. I got Frenchies, man. I got a bunch of Frenchies, and they waiting to have they forever home. Let's see if we're going to get on the line today. It seemed like one of my little partners that I thought was going to come on here is ghost me. But I won't ask again. I definitely won't. Anyway, hey man, listen. Like I say, if you're gonna raise a dog, with the thought of using the dog to perform tasks such as high caliber man stopping bodyguards, you can't get that out of no show dog. People got German shepherds, and I'm gonna tell you what the trend is, because I'm telling you, man, I talk to so many people who own dogs, is ridiculous. You hear them all the time now with German shepherds. Oh, he has Westline German show dogs and the West German working dogs and Czech dogs. Man, you got 5 different type of genetics, because it's a purebred German Shepherd. You got show dogs. Then you got the West German working line, which is still like a show dog because some of them was low caliber. And then you try to put a little DDR in, this and this, and them slow dogs right there, they don't have much drive, but they slow. And y'all mixing all these dogs together, and you creating a big ball of puff. Nothing. Man, I ain't got time to be waiting for them dogs to wake up and become something. Who definitely want to do that? Who want to mix all these dogs? You get these pretty, trying to make a pretty dog. That's what the reason they doing it. People going against the grain so much trying to make a dog pretty because it matters to them, it seems like. And to me, what is pretty is when I see a dog just be so obedient, so devoted, so loyal to everything I ask him. Even when I think he ain't gonna do it, or I don't know, I gotta zap him. And it just does it. It's like, oh man, it feels so good to have a dog in a distance and dropping a down, a weight, a stay in a down. And these distractions are out there in front of him or just around, whether it's a dog quarry or a human enticing or doing something, and the dog just holds position. Jesus, that is the most beautiful thing in the world. So I don't, I don't really, I don't even look at dogs that come from show line. I don't even want to look at them. I don't want to see a pedigree of a dog that comes from a show line. I don't care how pretty he is. I can't put it in my line. I'm just not that kind of person. I've taught myself that at a very young age. I had to accept that if I wanted to be great in the dogs and have great dogs and provide dogs that are so great for people like you, I had to teach myself to don't even consider, entertaining that. That's almost like you guys being in a religion and then you want to hang with sinners. But anyway, man, I'm glad you guys stopped in today for my little 30-minute live. I figured I want to come in and talk about performance working dogs. The working performance in the working line. The kind of dogs that you want to have. The kind of dog you want to make sure that you purchase. Continue to try to breed if you got one with another dog that comes from those kind of genetics. That's very important. Don't let the beautiful looks of a show dog be what you think is important. Don't sit around talking about big heads and talking about uh, muscles and colors. Let the beauty be the ability of your working performance dog. And until the next video, man. Y'all support the channel. Y'all can cash at me at $ULYSEE. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all coming on here, taking some time away from what you guys had going on, and enjoying the show.